Hey guys, Condor here. Just wanted to give you a quick top 5 of the things you need to be prepared for going into Auroria's release next week. So let's get to it. Alright, number 5. Number 5 has to deal with making some friends. The more you know about your server and where the bigger guilds are going to claim land, the better off you're going to be. On my guild, Curios, I was able to find out where the top 3 or so guilds were going to do their raids. So I'm able to get a head start on what towers to be prepared for. That'll lead into the next point, but the more you know about these, because of the fact that you can only claim land when these guard towers are taken, the more you know, the better off you're going to be in the end, because you'll know where to stand. I think it's going to be best to actually stand in like these areas here, this area on this map, or over here, or somewhere in those areas. You might not be able to be real close to them, but find a ledge, find something that you're able to just sit there by yourself. And that'll give you a head start. So all of these that are going to be open here, the only way that you can get land is if a guard tower is taken. So make sure that you're prepared as much as possible to be able to be at the one that's going to be taken first. Whether that means getting all of the tomes so that you're able to transport back and forth. I don't really consider that myself, because I think if you transfer to one and then the one that you were at just you have to make it through a mess when you get there. And then what if the one that you were standing at that you know is going to be taken all of a sudden flips? Now you have to go back there, and there's going to be a ton of people there. I say that on my side, I am going to hold out for what I want, for the ones that I know are going to be taken, and just wait it out instead of flip-flopping to every map. Number 4. Be prepared when you log out. There's certain areas that you can log out next to these areas to be as close as possible to these edges to make it to these lands without being kicked out for the beast or whatever it is that it kicks you out for. I forget. So you're going to want to log out in these areas or surrounding this peninsula that comes out here, and you're going to want to be able to get there as quickly as possible. Not for the fact that the castles are going to be taken right away, because of the mining that has to be taking place, it isn't going to be done immediately as soon as the servers come up. But finding an area within these maps that you want to sit, whether it be somewhere in here or on a ridge or something like that, getting there, getting into your place is going to be the most important. This map, it looks like all of this is probably the best, but that's just one of the maps. So depending on where you're at, you're going to want to find your spot and just stick with it. That's what I'm doing. I know others are trying to get to every map and take 30 swatches of land. That's not my goal, but to each their own, I guess. So this one is, make sure you're near the land when you log out. Number 3 is about being prepared for the actual release. When it comes out, you're going to need to have all your thatch farmhouses, your slate houses, anything that you want, you're going to want to have prepared, and your tax certificates. That's without question. The one part that I disagree on what others are saying is that you should have 30 of them. Right now, over the past week, if you don't have them now, I would get them as soon as possible, but when you look at them, I bought these 3 last week for like 30 gold. Now on my server cluster, we're sitting at, I mean, they go up steeply. If these 5 or 6 get bought and we're up to 60 gold, that would mean it doubled in price. But if it stays where it's at now, say it's gone up 20 gold in a little over a week. If you bought them 4 weeks ago and you have 20 of them and you don't think you can put them down, I would sell them. Right now they're really high. Maybe you wait a day or two and see if they go higher yet, but I would sell them before the release. The thing with me is everybody's saying to buy 20 or 30 of these thatched farmhouses so that you can buy up as much land as possible. When it's all said and done, you can sell the land. It's risk reward with that, because if you buy, say, 30 thatched farmhouses right now, you're only able to lay 20 of them down or 15 of them down, which is a lot. If you're able to lay 15 of them down, your thatch farmhouses that you have can go to waste, because as soon as this is done, there's going to be no more land available to get. The only ones that you're going to be able to get are ones that are demolished because of taxes not being paid or something like that. So you're going to be stuck in a scenario where you have 15 thatched farmhouses, and they're going to drop below what they were before, I feel. I think you're going to be sitting at the want for them is going to be really, really low. So I could see them dropping less than the 30 gold that they were before. And if you multiply that out, if you have 10 of them and you end up losing 20 gold a piece on them, that's 200 gold down the drain. This is what I plan on bringing: 3 thatched farmhouses and this slate house. Um, it's just a thought of mine, but I feel like others are wrong in the fact of buying 30 of them. Yes, you can make money if you're able to put all 30 of them down and you're able to sell them off, but at the same time, I there's a big risk in losing money on it as well. So be careful. Only buy what you think you're going to be able to put down. All right, number 2. So when I look at the second most important thing, I'm going to look at build. As everybody knows, and I think this goes without saying, everybody's going to have stealth. So going into Shadowplay, grabbing stealth is definitely a good way to stay off the radar. You're still going to run into people, I believe, but others are going to be less likely to jump out of stealth to gank you. For one, they leave themselves open to be ganked if there's other people from your faction over there. It just makes things kind of messy. So as far as I would see it, I don't think that there's going to be a lot of ganking by fellow stealthers. The problem I do see, though, is the fact that there's going to be ganking in groups. People are going to go out there just to gank people. You get a group of 5 or 10 and you roam these lands while this is going on, and you're probably going to get a lot of kills. If that's something you're interested in and land isn't a big deal, I think it's a great idea. You're going to get a ton of kills. There's going to be people all over the place, maybe not even max level, people trying to hide in corners and do things. So definitely a great idea there. As far as myself, I am going to go the complete opposite direction. I'm going to jump into Shadowplay. I'm going to grab stealth. And then, as you can see, I don't have archery leveled. It's one of the few that I haven't even started to level yet. Actually, Shadowplay and archery are the lowest ones that I have right now. So what I'm going to do is I'll spend some labor. I have labor here and some pots that I can use, and go through some XP over the weekend. I'm sure I can get this up to mid-30s or 40 by then. And get this. I want the increased move speed. The increased move speed is going to help from getting away from dangerous situations. It'll help with the fact of getting away from that. There's going to be a lot of ganking, so I want to be able to get away as quickly as possible. So Shadowplay and archery is where I'm going. My last one, I will probably go defense, oromancy, something in that nature. I believe that I have defense max, oromancy max, so I'm going to do something that is completely defensive. I want to make myself as tanky as possible, because when I pop out of stealth to be able to place land, I don't want to get two-shotted, where I'm not even able to get my land down before this happens. So I want to be able to jump out of stealth and stay alive long enough to place the land. If you want to go the offensive method, it's up to you, but I believe that leaves yourself really wide open, because if you die, then you're back at a temple. The land's going down so fast that it's not going to give you a chance to be able to do anything. That's where I would take it from here, is Shadowplay, archery, and something else. You could also forget archery and the move speed buff and do like a defense and oromancy or something in that nature. So that's where I go with that. That's my number 2 tip. Alright, time for number 1. My number 1 thing is very basic. Have fun and let things go. This is going to be a very frustrating time, I can see, during this time, especially if you're trying to get land. For one, you don't know when the servers are going to come back up. We've had times where 150 megabyte updates take 6 hours. This could be an all-day thing, could be 2 hours. I don't really know. They've been doing better lately, but that's one of the things that you have to keep in mind. You don't know when the servers are going to come up. For 2, there's going to be a ton of people fighting over these areas. You're going to get ganked. You're going to get, mass mob down, I could see. There's going to be a lot of people waiting for land, which means there's a huge opportunity for gankers to get out there and get their kills. Beyond that, you have the fact that, everybody on the servers is going to be trying to vie for this land. The land is worth a lot of money, and plus, it's just one of those things that makes this game great, is the fact that everybody's going to be vying for this land all at one given time. So when you're out there trying to place land, you may pick a bad place, and 50 people are trying to place the land right when you are. You may only get one, you may not get none, because everybody's trying to place land at the same time. So you have to keep in mind to not get frustrated with that, cut your losses, and move on. Hopefully, because of the fact that the servers will come up, there won't be a ton of bots on, because they'll have to log in and everything just like everybody else. Maybe that won't be quite as frustrating for people, but there's going to be a lot of frustrations that day. There could be servers being shut down, there's going to be mass spam, just a lot of things are going to be going on during that time. So keep in mind, it is still the game. Enjoy your time, have fun, try to take all of the tips that I've given you in order to have the best possible chance at it. But at the end of the day, it's a game. Have fun.